To the next session, session 2, which is on branding, marketing, and digital transformation for MSMEs and startups by Mr. Canny Mendonça.
It is my honor to introduce to you the resource person for this session, Mr. Canny Mendonça, Associate Manager and Head of Marketing at Northern Sky Properties Private Limited, Mangalore. Mr. Mendonça is known for his expertise in handling and managing digital marketing, sales, visual design, and brand strategizing through his cross-cultural advertising techniques. He has to his credits numerous awards and achievements. He is an author to several international publications and holds Best Paper Award for a few. His career excellence is recognized through his services and trainings he conducts from time to time. He has trained over 800 plus students and about 300 plus professionals on marketing and innovation. He is truly an asset to the entrepreneurship world, and we are just too lucky to have him here today. Without no further delay, let us all welcome this eminent personality to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for the introduction. It was indeed a great session by the first speaker, Pratiksha Pai. But my session today would be slightly contradicting the first session. So sincere apologies to CA Pratiksha Pai. Before I start my presentation, I would like to ask you like you had a session, like we talk about entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Can someone just tell in few words? Like, what do you mean by an entrepreneurship or an entrepreneur? The person who has a business idea, who wants to start something, right? So today, when CASS sir gave me this topic that he wants to talk, so he said, usually I speak more on academics. So he said, is bar thoda hatke se karo. So I thought, this time I will teach the students and the audience here about marketing and business, marketing or branding in the way that I learned. What is the importance of marketing and branding through my failures, my difficulties, and how I came up. So, giving a small introduction. So, myself, Canny Mendonça. I'm a founder of Zomi. It's into real estate sector. So, this is my third venture. I'm a technical background. I graduated from MIT around 2013. And it's been 10 years I've been working. So 2 years I worked in Bangalore. I came back, 2 years I got bored with a corporate job. I thought I want to do a startup. So I went to my dad. I said, I want to do a startup. So please fund me. So dad had saved. We are from a middle class background. We do not have anyone from business background. So dad gave me whatever he had. So I started up these startups. I started these 2 startups. I don't want to name them. So it was around, I think, 10 years back, after my college, 2 years of my work after my college. So I did my startup as an entrepreneur journey for 2.5 to 3 years. I burnt almost entire 100% of my dad's wealth in 2 years. Then I had to shut down. I took a job. I went for a job, worked for 8 years in the field of marketing. I will tell you why I took marketing as a field. 8 years, I earned whatever I lost, gave back to dad, and I said, Dad, I want to start one more. So I am here. So this is what an entrepreneur is all about. There is nothing else when you talk about entrepreneurship. It's just core passion you have to get up every time you fail. Because as an entrepreneur, when you enter the sector, it is imminent that you will fail. You will fail in a business, you will have roadblocks, you will have challenges. Sometimes you feel like it's done. but always an entrepreneur. What makes an entrepreneur compared to someone else is the passion to achieve beyond the roadblocks. So you have to always get up and try to do and achieve it. So in last 8 years, I took, after my breakdown, I worked for 8 years in the field of marketing. I helped a lot of businesses, around 180 brands, around 350 crores of attributed revenue, and 16 crores of ads I have spent, and I've given around 135 crores of ad revenues generation for my clients in the last 8 years. Also, at the same time, I have helped more than 500 to 600 MBAs, business professionals in terms of marketing. The reason why I took this journey is not to earn what I lost. It was to understand what went wrong. Because if you remember, in marketing or in business, there are 4 P's, right? You have a product. For any business, if you want to start any business and if you want to get into a startup, you need 4 P's. One is the type of product that you want. Second is the place of business. Third is the promotion. And the fourth is the price. So the 2 startups that I started had everything perfect. I had a perfect product. The product was not available in the particular location that I choose. So the place was perfect. The price was on the par. It was not too expensive, not cheap. The product that I was offering was almost in a similar market price. So I had a good business down. But I was lacking a particular sector called promotion, which basically down the line, 6 months went on well, 8 months, 1 year went on well, 1.5 years went on well. But when I saw 2 years down the line, I was not able to scale my team. If I'm able to scale my team, I was not able to scale the revenue because I lacked something called as promotion. So due to this, I went into a lot of trouble because I was not able to grow out of the particular place that I started up. So I had to shut down. So to learn what went actually wrong, because when I started this business, most of the people were telling, oh, you will become a millionaire someday, you are doing good, you will run an Audi, and you were flying high. But it didn't happen. But I miserably failed. So I wanted to know the reason why I failed. When the product was right, the place was right, everything. This is what we teach in MBAs, right? That you have a business idea, you start, you take the funds, this is what happens, the world is yours. But in reality, it doesn't work. You need a perfect combination of all the 4 P's. And promotion, in my last year, what I've understood, that promotion, or what we call marketing or advertisement or branding, plays a very, very crucial role in business growth if you want to scale to a next level. So in the further sessions, when we go to a moving slides, I will give an example what a business means and what you'll get a fair amount of idea how important marketing is, and it will give you some clarity on what is a business. So this is the what you call mantra that has been there from the last 10 years with me. And for all budding entrepreneurs, people who want to start, who has a dream, this is something that you always have to keep. Every morning I see this, because this has always kept me going. Because in this journey of entrepreneurship, you will fail. There will be failures, but every failures will always teach you a lot of things. When you start a third startup, it may fail. Today, what I am doing, I'm much better from this startup, what I'm running, the Zomi that I have started around 4 months back. It is doing wonderful for me. From the last 2 startups, this has been extraordinary journey for me. But eventually, down the line, 10 years, I may fail. But still, I will do the 4th startup and I will take the learning of all these startups. So this is the sentence that I think everyone has to keep, either in your business journey or academic or a professional journey. In personal life also, you will fail. So, but every time you will take that failures and grow with it. Next slide, please. Okay. So I'm taking the case study of my current company. I started this company around July 2023. It's around 5 months back. I invested only 3,800 rupees because the earlier two startups, I had invested around 55 lakhs. My dad had invested he had sold his land when I was running. So I had capital because most of the machineries that I was into technical side. So basically I wanted to implant manufacturing. So I had bought these machineries from Turkey which needed maintenance and materials. So dad always used to keep funding me. He did not have much, but he always saw that potential that I can do something. So he sold his land. Whatever FDC has he broken, you take it. So almost 55 lakhs I had lost. So 8 years when I was working, I had one commitment. I was very sure that money will not solve the problem of an entrepreneur. Money is not important. There is something else. So I had decided that if I'm doing a next business, I will start with a very, very minimal investment or a zero investment. So what is something like that? So considering this, I waited for my time. I could have started 3 years or 4 years, but in 8 years of my journey, I never came across a business idea or a business platform which would not need a more investment. So I was looking for something like that. So that's how I entered into the field of real estate. So I started the company Zomi with a mere investment of 3,800, which is again zero because 3,800 was paid by my client. So it's absolutely zero. So I have invested absolutely zero. So office culture, we have 2 to 3 members team. We work from home. And our monthly revenue till today, every month we make around 3.5 lakhs. And minimum ticket size per sales is around 50,000. And we are looking into projected earning around 25 to 30 lakhs in the month of March. So our customer acquisition is 6,000. So you can basically see what is an ROI. So I have not taken because see this proved because I wanted to prove that a business can run without investment. Because earlier most of my startups I had invested a lot of amount of 50-60 lakhs I had invested. But what was the return? We were struggling to make 1 lakh, 2 lakhs every month. But here with a mere investment of 3,800, I have done good. So now I have the perfect magical formula. So what is this formula? I'm going to tell you in the upcoming slides. Now once you have this formula, the only thing that you have to do is just scale it up. You need not do anything. So that was my entire ideation. I wanted to see what is that perfect spice required to make that success. So I understood what it was required. Now it's down the line, hopefully 2 to 3 years down the line, I'm planning to scale it up. So all my learning of 10 years, I'm going to put today's in this session. So I would request people, students who are looking for, whoever, even you are in a new business, you are an ongoing businessman, you want to look into working for any companies, grow as a leadership team, take attention, learn something from it, because whatever sessions I'm going to give, it is worth more than lakhs. So it is a value for you. Next slide. Okay. So what actually changed? You know, when you look down the line, when I see today, what changed for me in business? Just like you today, you know, when we talk about startups, we have Bill Gates in mind, Steve Jobs, and can you name some of the entrepreneurs? Any which you follow? Yes, Elon Musk, Ratan Tata. We all talk about the better sides of it. We don't see the, you know, the difficult part. The media doesn't show them. So when you talk about a business, it's not only about that fancy thing that you see, you know, getting funding, VCs, venture capitalists, you know, going to TV shows, talking. It doesn't, that's not important. Having a huge team members, I have 100 people hiring, you know, I have 100 staffs. We are hiring more. You know, big swanky office, you know, going for a trip every month. That's not, this is what I did. I burned my 50 lakhs of my dad's hard-earned money doing that, because that is what I thought. startup is about. It's cool. Being an entrepreneur is cool. What you are doing, sir, I have a startup. मैं business कर रहा है. Dad also was telling proudly before, he's doing business. Then after he lost money, he's saying, you please do your job, please. That's what used to happen. So, entrepreneur or starting a business is not a cool. The only thing to become a successful entrepreneur is you need to change the perspective. You need to change the way you see the business away from what the media wants to show, what the news channel, what people, the media usually shows the swanky things. You need to change the perspective. Next slide. This is a survey that was done by Forbes. 500 plus founders across India were surveyed. And Forbes found 78% of the small businesses fail due to lack of well-developed business plan and marketing plan. Nowhere it is written, it's funding. Funding is absolutely not required to make your business grow. Why you need funding? It will come in the upcoming slide. Why, we basically say that there is a lot of layoffs happening. There is no funding. Business are shutting down. Why? Because the perspective is of a cool. Starting a business is being a cool. You just need to change the perspective of what actually being an entrepreneur or being a businessman is. Next slide, please. Okay. So 5 essential things you need to grow. Successful business and startups. So this is a general context. So what do you need? This is what they teach in your MBAs, BComs, in online. Business plan. First plan karo, ideation karo. Then funding, management structure. You need a CEO, CFO, then 2 secretaries, then 1 peon, 1 driver. Then you need a vice president. You need one for taking your phone. All the stuff. That's how you spend your money. Okay. Employees, as I said, 100 employees, 200 employees. After 6 months, no salary. This is how startups happen. Okay. This is what we also have been doing. You hire 10 people, then little sales goes down. Salary, which was to credit on 30th, it will credit on 5th. After 3 months, salary will credit after 1 month. Okay. This is the reality. See, most of the people may be thinking, most of the guys, because 10 years down the line, I was just like you, sitting here, listening to people who talked about startups. But I felt that the reason why I'm telling this reality, because I felt if there would be someone there, who could actually tell the reality, maybe I would do much better. I would have, instead of losing that 50 lakhs of my dad's hard money, and again working for 8 years to get that money, it would be around 1 crore. I would have invested in that 1 crore to scale up my business. I would be a billionaire today. But I lost it. I felt I needed a lecturer, someone like that, a guest, a lecturer, someone like that who could teach, who could, talk about his problems, his things. So that's why I felt I will talk about this thing. So wait, I can give you a real-time reality also, and also explain you the concepts of marketing and branding. And again, the last one is licensing. Licensing means corporate registration, private limited, trademark, all those stuff. This is a basic context. When everyone thinks about startups, these things come into picture. A company बनाएंगे, private limited. उसके बाद 4 लोगों को hire करेंगे, किसी से funding पूछेंगे, we'll go to a bank, we'll go somewhere, get some funding, we'll do some sales, we'll do some party, then again we'll go and ask for money. Then we'll fire. This is what a general context is. Now, for few, and this was myself back then, 8, 9 years, 10 years back, it's all about funding. Once you have funding, then the startup structure will come. Startup structure means कौन कितना फंड किया उसको वो, अगर किसी ने 60% किया तो उसको CEO बनाओ, अगर किसी ने 5 लाख दिया उसको इंजीनियर, उसको वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनाओ. This is how, to be in reality, this is how it works today. So the 76% of the business failures, what Forbes had discussed, this is how it is working. Second, then comes the business plan. So business plan has the least priority. Now, what is business plan? Okay, business plan is not about having an idea. Business plan is about, you'll understand in upcoming slides, it's not about only about a product and how we're going to market it. It's not something like that. It has a detailed terminologies to be discussed. So what you actually need, please change the slide. See, I was talking about the funding. Why the major startups laying off in 2022? Byju's, Blinkit, Unacademy, they're laying off 2,500. Why? Because they have overhired. The moment you get funding, you overhire. The work, you don't concentrate on the core competence. For any business, the core competence that you need is a marketing and sales. If you have sales, then you have money coming in. You go take the funding higher and higher and higher, then once the sales flow goes down, you fire. That's what happens. So we need not blame. Today, when something layoffs happen, we usually blame that government is like this, or the startups, they don't have any feelings. It is how, I think it is we who should be responsible for that, because we are the people who have given that franky, colorful picture of what startups, what entrepreneurs is about. It is not the way how it is. Slide, please. Okay, this is what you need. To be successful in startup, first and the most important thing that you need is a product and service to sell. You need to trigger down or target down what is the product that you want to sell. Once you have finalized the product or the service you want to sell, you need to have a detailed marketing plan on how you want to market. Say, for example, if you have a particular service, it may be anything. Where do you want to be? You want to be in Mangalore, you want to be in Bangalore, you want to be in Mumbai. Okay, what is your budget? So once you have a plan on a budget, you finalize on the location, then you see what are the different areas, what are the different platforms, maybe social media, Google Ads, all those things. I'm not going to talk too much in detail on these things, because this is basically, this would go for more than 4-5 hours, and I don't want to make you bored. So I'm going to tell you the basic things, what is required, which perhaps you basically can learn online. It is available. It is not a difficult thing. Most of the data are available. But there are a few things which is not available. It only comes from an experienced guy. So that is what I'm going to tell you. Then sales roadmap. Just doing marketing will not help. You need a concrete roadmap. This year, this month, what is my target? In this quarter, what is my target? So, area target or regional target, or if you have 5 members team, what is the target? So that sales concrete roadmap is necessary. Second, having a core competent team. What do you mean by core competent team? Usually, I, as an entrepreneur, when I started, I hired all my friends. Eventually, I was the only guy working. And no one came. So whenever I'm calling, hello bro, I am little outside, I will give you a call later. Then eventually all the work I have to do. And he's your friend, you can't shout at him. Right? Because he's working for free for you. You don't pay your friend to work for your company. You only pay an unknown guy to work for your company. I had in my company all 7-8 members were my friends. I never used to pay. So you cannot shout at them. Right? So you need a core competent team. Core competent team means you need to have one guy who is specific into marketing. One guy who is specific, like you need to give a job role. Like you need to have 5 or 10 members team. Based when you hire a co-founders or when you hire a team member, maybe 4 members, you need to see his credibility or a core competent. If someone is very good in talking, he is good with connecting people, you can request him, can you be a sales guy? Can you help us in marketing or a PR? If there is a guy who is very calculative, ek pai ka hisab rakhta hai, you give accounts to him. Something like that. So you need to identify, see, there is no wrong in taking friends as your team. They are wonderful assets. But you need to know their competence. You cannot hire anyone as your friend or your brother. You need to have a core, he should have that core competent. And you should give that role. कि भाई ये तेरा काम है तू करो, तुमको हेल्प चाहिए मैं करेगा. Only if you have that core competent team, then it works. Then the last comes the funding. Once you have done all these things, then the funding is required. Now, why the funding is required? See, when you have made this team, and obviously you will be starting little bit. See, only when you need to scale. See, there are a lot of businesses where at the initial investment you may need to buy machineries and all those stuffs. So initially you need not go for investment. You can see for a supplier who can get it done for you. Once you have a good scale-up business, then you basically can invest and get the machinery. So funding is usually the later stages. So don't always think that funding is very important. Funding nahi mil raha hai isliye, because I have a lot of friends. They have been telling they want to do a startup from last 6 years. I had met them in Bangalore 2 weeks back. Arey kya hua? Nahi yaar, koi investor nahi mila. From last 6 years, he is still finding for an investor, and the business is still 20 years old. So that doesn't work. So these things are crucial. Funding basically comes out later. Next slide. Okay. So as I said, my thought, and I am very shrewd, and I strongly believe this point, is that a business without marketing is a car without petrol. If you don't have marketing as a core competent area and a focus area in your business, then your vehicle will not run for long. It will be like a small place. Now, a lot of people may agree. Okay, when I talk about something like that, there are a lot of business marketing nahi karte, fir bhi business aata hai. Like, there are a lot of companies in around where they don't do marketing at all, but still they are doing good. Now, is that a business? My question for you is that a business? How will you identify individual, whether he's an entrepreneur, is a business? How can you validate business as a business? Next slide. So, I give you 2 examples. One is Harish and one is Gautam. Who do you call an entrepreneur here? What about Harish? Harish also is an entrepreneur, no? He had started some whatever, store or something. Sorry? You are very clear with what I have told, no? Till now? Okay. So, you think Gautam is an entrepreneur and Harish is not an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, who is running a business? Is Gautam running a business or is Harish running a business? Okay. Next slide. See, when you talk about an entrepreneur or a business, the only thing differentiates between Gautam and Harish is these three things. A business or an entrepreneur will have a mission, a vision, and an objective. Okay? If anyone or any institution or any organization or any business, you cannot call it as a business or an entrepreneur if he or that entity doesn't follow these three things. Okay? Now, what is another thing? What is Harish doing then? If this is a familiar question. If you think that only this is your term as a business or an entrepreneur, then what is the other term? I'll tell you. Okay, this is the 4 P's of marketing I initially explained. Next slide. Okay. So, are you familiar with this guy? He is Dolly. I am giving you a very simple example to, it's a very basic where everyone can relate. He is Dolly Chai Wala, Tapri Chai Wala, okay? And that is Chai Point. Now, he sells 900 cups. Average price, 10 rupees, 9,000 per day, 2 lakhs 25. Okay? Sells 1.8 lakhs, Chai Point, it makes around 18 lakhs, 4.4 crore, 4.5 crore a month. Now, in this, can you tell now, you can identify who is an entrepreneur and who is not? Who is an entrepreneur in this? Huh? Last slide you said only Gautam is an entrepreneur. Now you are saying both are entrepreneurs. Right? Okay, which is a business now? Okay. Why? If you identify, exactly, one is the diversification. How they have diversified. Now if you look at these 2 images, just compare. This is an individual. The entire business works with him. If he has a fever, Tapri close. Look at the Chai Point. Chai Point is a structured organization. It has a vision, it has a mission and objectives. It has a nice logo, it has a nice feature, the experience center. So this is what I call a marketing. Marketing, this is the topic starts now. The marketing, why I say that marketing, why I give you this example, because people usually neglect marketing and branding is a sideline. No, first is the product, funding, that doesn't work. This is a crucial. If you go wrong here, you no matter whatever business you do, whatever ideas you have, it's not going to work. So you need to have the concept of branding and marketing, which is crucial, which involves some of the experience, which I'll be talking about in upcoming slides. What are the foundations or what are the pillars when it comes to business marketing? Okay. So next slide. So we talked about an entrepreneur or a businessman. See, if it is individual, it's always a self-employed. Everyone is not a businessman. If you start a doctor, you cannot say he's a businessman. He's a self-employed. Why he is self-employed? Just as Mr. Dolly Chai Tapriwala. He makes 2.5 lakhs a month, but his business is solely dependent on him. He doesn't have a structured thing. If he is off for 5 days, his business is off. But a business owner owns a system. People work with him and it makes money. Whereas a self-employed owns a job and time is equal to money. So today, my business is somewhere in between. I am neither self-employed nor business owner. I am trying to move. So as an entrepreneur, when you start, you always start as a self-employed. Always understand. You don't start as a business owner or an entrepreneur. You start your journey from a self-employed, then slowly move towards a business ownership or entrepreneur journey. Just starting one thing doesn't make you an entrepreneur. You have to reach to that end point, which has the vision, the mission, and the objectives. Okay. So, as I told, at the earlier sessions, we have a concept. Even when I used to do my MBA, or MBA. When I was doing my MBA in marketing, most of the lectures they used to say, "Product acha banao." If you have a good product, good experience, it will sell. Nahi sell hoega. It doesn't work. It is an old way. Today it doesn't work. Today it is something else. It is build it, nurture it, and engage it. What do you mean by nurturing? Once you have a particular product, you have to give that experience to the customer. And you have to nurture the customer, engage the customer, how Apple does. Apple always launches every 6 months or 7 months they launch new products. Why do they launch? People usually tell, "Arey, Apple kya 1 saal mein 4 model release karta hai." Why? The reason is they want to engage. If they release one model in a year, second year you will forget. The Apple market will crash. So the reason why they rigorously launch multiple phones, Pro, 14 Pro, this X Max, why? Because they want to engage with that customer. So that is why they recommend. So any business when you're doing, initially when I discussed about the marketing plan, the sales plan, you need to have those concrete plan that how you're going to nurture your customer and grow your business. So today this works. Okay, fine. So the risk of non-marketing your business. So one is the lack of visibility, low brand recognition, difficulty generating sales, missed opportunities, and lack of resources. So as I said, when you don't do marketing, it's when I used to do my business, I used to go door to door. I used to go one-to-one and I used to get my business and customers. Because I did not know anything about promotions. But today, we are in an era of digital advertisements. We have Google advertisements. We have Google ads, where even if you sleep, you have lead generation. You have to just make an ad targeted. So in the morning when you wake up, you have few amount of leads. Basically, you have to take the call and call them. Are you interested in our service? So these are some of the things which can help you if you are focused on digital, where you need not run behind it. You have the system in place which can generate customers to you, which can generate sales to you, and you can focus majorly on growth rather than funding. Because if you have more business, if you have more leads, which converts, you have more sales, which means you have money. you need not actually go down the line and ask for more funds. So only when you scale, you basically go for funding rounds. So I'm gonna slowly, I have just 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna go a little faster. So these are the basic things. So stages in business, as I talked about, we have local business, regional business, national, international, and global business. So as an entrepreneur, we need to decide, and you need to decide, which stage you want to grow. You want to be only in local business, or you want to grow. As you grow, you have to upgrade. You have to just scale the system. You need not bring anything. The initial presentations or PPTs, what I have done, I have to just scale it. That's it, nothing else. So again, the marketing miss. These are the crucial place. Anywhere when you start a business, always understand these 4 things. These 4 things are very crucial. Without understanding this, you cannot be successful in business at all. So again, promotional mix, you have personal sellings, advertisement, public relations, sales promotion, direct. My older business, I used to do only the personal selling. The rest 4 were not that important. I never used to focus. But it is very crucial. So you need all the 4 parameters, 4 things to help your business scale faster. So 5 pillars, you have foundations, customer experience, sorry, this is an error in the spelling, brand voice, embrace digital and track. Now we'll go to the foundation. So foundation is basically, when you see these logos, what are the names? Can you name few brands? How do you know these brands? I have not mentioned any name there. Huh? Promotion, right? So the thing why I put this is the initial foundation part. Without promotion, without marketing, your brand is not recognizable. Just having a product or a good quality of product will not, give you success. It may give you success in a regional market, but when you scale, you will get that bottlenecks, you will hit that roadblocks. So if you're looking to scale your business, go pan-India or globally, marketing is a very, very crucial thing that you need to understand. So again, in foundations, these are things. Company, product, business name, selection is very crucial. Logos, visual identities, trademark, promise and reputation. Promise and reputation is basically vision and mission, what you stand for, what your brand stand for. What makes a good customer experience? Again, more literature. Easy to access self-help resources, proactive messaging, sales being transparent about pricing, always available customer support, 24 customer support. If you have a business, if a customer calls you in the evening, so it's better you give, it should be immediate. So right now, everything is in WhatsApp. So if you're running a business, you can just start your business using just WhatsApp messengers. You can have quick chats which can help you, auto chats which can help you, engage with the customers and close the deal much faster. Then you have marketing setting realistic expectations. Next slide. Okay. So now what is brand voice? Now if you see at this particular image, so you have 800 BPM, right? It is an error. It is a particular error. It doesn't have 800 BPM. It's usually, because with 800 BPM, someone will die of heart attack. Okay? So, yeah. So whenever you are doing, when you start in branding or marketing, or when you're doing these creative advertisements, you have to be very clear of what voice, what kind of brand voice, because people will basically laugh at something like that. It may deteriorate your brand value. So this is very crucial. So again, digital marketing, self-explanatory. What are the importance and what can you generate? You have higher revenues, cost-effective than traditional marketing. Easily to earn people trust. Content performance and lead generations automatically. As I said, you wake up in the morning, you have 10, 20 leads already available. Competing with large corporation and real-time results. So it's a big session for me. So thank you for being so patient. Here, I think you all enjoyed the session. Yeah, thank you.
I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Canny Mendoza for an insightful and enriching session. Your expertise and knowledge have certainly left a lasting impact on all the budding entrepreneurs present here. Your insights will undoubtedly be a guiding light for them. Sir, you have definitely encouraged the startup aspirants here to embrace change, take calculated risk, and view challenges as opportunities for growth. Your insights, experiences, and motivation will indeed be a driving force for all of them on their entrepreneurial journeys. Thank you, sir.
May I now request CA Prashant Pai K, Secretary Mangalore Branch SIRC of ICAI, and CA SS Naik to kindly come forward and offer a token of love and gratitude to our resource person, Mr. Canny Mendonça.
I want to make a mention. He has written a beautiful one book, Branding for Business. It's a super. It will be going to hit in Amazon portal shortly. I told him to release today. He told no, I will release separate book. So his name is Canny because anything we can.